Welcome to Learn Digital Way. Most people play games and admire them from a distance. They look at massive open worlds, cinematic storytelling, realistic graphics, incredible gameplay mechanics, and they think, how do people even make something like this? For years, I was one of those people too. I admired the creativity behind games, the worlds, the characters, the emotions they create. And like many people, I always believed game development was something only highly skilled programmers or massive studios could do. Something unreachable, something too technical, something meant for other people. But over time, I realized something very important. Every game, every world, every interactive experience we admire started with someone learning, someone confused, someone overwhelmed, someone experimenting, someone making mistakes. And that realization changed the way I looked at learning Unreal Engine. Because Unreal Engine is not just software, it's a doorway into creativity. It's a tool that allows ordinary people to bring extraordinary ideas to life. And that is one of the biggest reasons why I'm starting these Unreal Engine tutorials. Not because I claim to know everything, not because I believe learning Unreal is easy, but because I understand how difficult and intimidating the beginning can feel. And I also understand how powerful it feels when things finally start making sense. One of the first things that attracted me to Unreal Engine was the fact that it is completely free to get started. Think about that for a moment. A tool used by professional game studios, filmmakers, architects, automotive companies, simulation creators, and developers around the world is available for anyone to download and learn. You don't need thousands of dollars just to begin. You can install it, explore it, experiment with it, and start creating. That accessibility matters because creativity should not be locked behind expensive barriers. And what makes Unreal Engine even more incredible is that royalties only apply after your project earns over $1 million in revenue. That means beginners can learn, build, prototype, and experiment freely without the pressure of massive upfront costs. For many learners around the world, that opportunity is life-changing. Another reason I wanted to start the tutorials is because Unreal Engine allows people to begin creating even if they don't know programming. This is something that surprises many beginners. People often assume game development automatically means writing complicated code. And programming is certainly valuable. Unreal Engine introduced something incredibly powerful called blueprints. Blueprints are Unreal's visual scripting system. Instead of writing lines of traditional code, you build logic visually using nodes and connections. And honestly, for many beginners, this changes everything because suddenly game development feels approachable. You can create movement systems, interactions, animations, gameplay mechanics, menus, and entire experiences visually. You begin to understand logic step by step. And for creative people who may have been afraid of coding, blueprints open the door into development in a very welcoming way. Now, of course, learning still requires patience and effort. But the important thing is this: you do not need to be a genius programmer to start creating. You simply need curiosity and consistency. And one of the biggest reasons I am creating these tutorials is because I want beginners to feel encouraged instead of intimidated. I want learners to realize you can do this too. Another reason I believe learning Unreal Engine is valuable because the demand for Unreal skills continues to grow across multiple industries. Most people only associate Unreal Engine with video games, but today it is used far beyond gaming. It's used in film production, virtual production, architecture visualization, automotive design, training simulations, education, interactive media. Entire industries are adopting real-time technologies. And because of that, developers, artists, technical designers, and Unreal specialists are becoming increasingly valuable. Learning Unreal Engine today is not just about making games. It's about building future-ready skills. And for many people, that can lead to exciting career opportunities, creative independence, freelancing possibilities, or even launching personal projects. But beyond careers and technology, there's another reason I'm deeply passionate about Unreal Engine. And honestly, this reason is personal. My 13-year-old son is very eager to learn Unreal Engine. He has curiosity, excitement, imagination. He plays games and dreams about creating worlds of his own. And as a mother, when you see your child genuinely passionate about learning something creative and meaningful, you naturally want to support that passion. You want to guide them. You want to help them believe they are capable of building something amazing. So I started learning more deeply. I started exploring the engine, understanding workflows, learning systems, making mistakes, solving problems, and discovering how overwhelming the journey can sometimes feel for beginners. And during that process, I had an important realization. If my son is struggling to understand certain concepts, there must be thousands of other learners around the world struggling too. Students, parents, beginners, dreamers. People who want to learn but feel lost. People opening Unreal Engine for the first time and wondering where to begin. People getting trapped in endless tutorials without real understanding. People feeling discouraged because everything seems too complicated. And that thought stayed with me. I realized that whatever I am teaching my son, I would also be happy to teach the world, because learning becomes even more meaningful when knowledge is shared. Teaching has always been one of my greatest passions. I genuinely enjoy helping learners grow with confidence, especially when they are exploring something new and challenging. Over the years, I have had the opportunity to guide and support learners from different backgrounds, which has strengthened my passion for education and skill development. I am also a certified trainer and assessor, and that experience has taught me something very important. Every learner progresses differently. Some people learn quickly through practice, while others need concepts explained step by step with patience and clarity. Learn Digital Way is a supportive learning space designed to help beginners grow with confidence. A place where learners can understand concepts step by step. A place where complicated systems are explained in a practical and approachable way. A place where beginners are reminded that struggling is normal. Because sometimes all a learner really needs is guidance that feels human, and that matters. Another reason I'm passionate about Unreal Engine is because it gives people access to industry-leading technology. This engine is incredibly advanced. Features like Nanite allow developers to work with massive, highly detailed geometry in ways that were previously impossible. Lumen introduces dynamic, real-time lighting that creates stunning realism. The visual quality achievable today inside Unreal Engine is genuinely breathtaking. And what's exciting is that independent creators now have access to tools that were once available only to massive studios. That changes everything. A single creator with passion and determination can now build cinematic experiences from home. That democratization of creativity is powerful. But for me, Unreal Engine is not only about graphics or technology, it's about imagination. It's about turning ideas into something tangible. We all have stories in our minds, worlds we imagine, characters we invent, experiences we wish existed. Most people carry creative ideas for years without ever bringing them to life. But Unreal Engine provides a path to transform imagination into reality. Even if it starts as a simple prototype, even if it starts small, you stop being only a consumer of experiences and you become a creator of experiences. That transformation is incredibly empowering. And for artists, storytellers, and dreamers, this matters deeply. Because creativity should not feel limited. Whether someone wants to create games, films, interactive stories, simulations, or experimental worlds, Unreal Engine gives them the tools to express themselves. And honestly, there's something magical about that process. There's a moment every creator experiences, the moment when an object finally moves correctly, the moment when lighting transforms a scene, the moment when a mechanic works after hours of debugging, the moment when a character comes alive. Those moments feel rewarding in ways that are difficult to describe. Especially through blueprints, beginners experience this unique sense of visual creativity where logic suddenly becomes interactive. You connect nodes, press play, and something you imagined actually works. That feeling is unforgettable, and I want more learners to experience that excitement. But I also want to be honest about something important. Learning Unreal Engine is not always easy. There are moments of frustration, moments of confusion, moments where nothing works, moments where the engine crashes, blueprints break, errors appear, and progress feels slow. But strangely enough, those challenges become part of the growth process. Because every error teaches patience. Every bug teaches problem solving. Every obstacle builds resilience. And over time, learners begin developing something bigger than technical skills. They develop confidence. That confidence matters far beyond Unreal Engine. Because when someone learns to navigate a powerful and complex system, they begin proving something to themselves. They begin realizing, I can learn difficult things. That mindset changes people. It creates resilience. It creates persistence. It creates growth. And this is another reason why I believe learning Unreal Engine can be life-changing for many people. Not only because of what they build, but because of who they become during the process. For many people, gaming has always been a passion. Games inspired us growing up. They gave us unforgettable memories, stories, emotions, friendships, and creativity. And eventually, many people reach a point where they no longer want to only play games. They want to understand them. They want to create them. They want to contribute something meaningful of their own. That passion-driven purpose is powerful. Because learning becomes more enjoyable when it connects to something you genuinely care about. And one of the greatest feelings in creative work is completion. So many learners stay trapped in endless learning cycles, watching tutorials forever, starting projects but never finishing them, becoming what many call eternal learners. But finishing even a small project changes everything. A simple completed mechanic, a tiny playable prototype, a small environment. Those victories matter. Completion creates momentum. Completion builds belief. Completion reminds you that progress is real. That's another reason why the tutorials on Learn Digital Way are designed carefully for learners. The goal is not to overwhelm beginners with impossible complexity. The goal is to help learners build step by step, to create understanding gradually, to encourage consistency, to reduce the fear that causes so many beginners to quit. Because learning Unreal Engine should feel challenging, but also achievable. And as a mother teaching her son, I understand the importance of patience in learning. Sometimes concepts need simpler explanations. Sometimes learners need encouragement. Sometimes people just need someone to say, it's okay to learn slowly. That human side of teaching matters deeply to me. And if these tutorials can help even one learner feel more confident, more creative, or more hopeful about their abilities, then this journey is already meaningful. So whether you are a student, a beginner, a gamer, a parent supporting a creative child, or someone who has always dreamed about building worlds of your own, I want you to know something clearly. You do not need to know everything to begin. You simply need the courage to start, and step by step, project by project, lesson by lesson, progress happens. That is the journey we are building together at Learn Digital Way, a learning journey built on curiosity, creativity, patience, and growth. So if you are passionate about learning Unreal Engine, If you want structured tutorials designed to help beginners truly understand, if you want to grow your creativity, technical skills, and confidence, then subscribe to Learn Digital Way and join us on this exciting journey into Unreal Engine development. The first session is releasing next week. Let's learn together, let's create together, and let's turn imagination into reality, one step at a time. Thanks for joining, and see you in next session.